Today we're diving into a brand new AI platform that's already sparking outrage, debate, and big questions about truth itself, Grokipedia. Elon Musk just launched his own encyclopedia powered by his AI system, and with hours of going live, it was accused of copyright content from Wikipedia and amplifying far-right talking points. This isn't just a tech story. This is about who controls the facts in the AI era. Let's get into it. Grokipedia officially launched on October 27, 2025 from Musk's AI company, XAI. The platform looks and feels a lot like Wikipedia at first glance. A search bar, article pages, and a simple interface. But here's the twist. Grokipedia claims to be powered entirely by Musk's Grok chatbot. Instead of relying on millions of volunteer editors like Wiki, Grok is generating, curating, and fact-checked by an AI model. At launch, the platform had between 800 and 900,000 articles, compared to Wikipedia's 7 to 8 million English language entries. Musk says the goal is to correct bias and surface objective truth. And he's not subtle about it. Musk has publicly called Wikipedia woke, left-leaning, and untrustworthy. So Grokipedia is positioned as a counterweight to what he views is an ideological bias. This isn't just a new product. It is an ideological statement. Let's talk about how Grokipedia actually functions under the hood. Instead of real-time human editors, Grok uses the Grok LLM, that's Musk's large language model, to generate summaries, write or adapt existing content, and flag what it calls misleading or incomplete information. There's no public edit history, no transparent talk pages, no community moderation. That's a huge departure from how Wikipedia works. On Wikipedia, every line of text is debated, sourced, and archived. You can see who's changed what, when, and why they did it. On Grok, you have to take the AI's word for it, or more accurately, Musk's word for it. And here's where the red flags start flying. Because if you dig into some of the early Grok pages, and people already have, you'll find a familiar pattern. Many articles aren't new at all. They're lifted directly from Wikipedia. So let's talk about that. Grok is being accused of copying Wiki content almost word for word. Same structure, same phasing, same phrasing, same references. Wikipedia's content is under protection from the Creative Commons and attributes share alike. That means you can reuse it, but only if you clearly credit Wikipedia and keep it open. Grok does mention that some articles are adapted from Wikipedia, but critics are pointing out how broad and sweeping that reuse is. Some pages are almost cloned with minimal writing. That's led to accusations that Grok is essentially just repackaging Wikipedia, work done by millions of unpaid volunteers over 2 decades, and then selling them back as something new and unbiased. So think about that for a second. You build a house with your community and someone comes in, puts a new doorbell on it, and calls it their own mansion. So legally, he may get away with it, but ethically, that's a whole other story. And here's where things get hotter. Grok isn't just copying Wiki, it's framing the information differently. And that framing has led to hard right-wing talking points being introduced. So let's break down a few examples. On the Jan 6 Capitol riot, Wikipedia called it a violent attack on the US Capitol. Grok, on the other hand, frames it as widespread claims of voting irregularities and legitimate grievances. It questions mainstream casualty figures language. It also questions mainstream casualty figures, which is language that mirrors far-right media narratives. Other entries frame legacy media as systematically left-leaning and position Grok as the neutral arbiter of truth. Sounds a little bit like Trump, no? This is reframing reality through a specific political lens and doing it with the power of AI. And because the platform is AI generated, it gives the illusion of being objective. But bias doesn't disappear when you use AI. It just hides it better. Let's pause here because this is important. LLMs are not neutral. They're trained on massive amounts of text scraped from the internet. If the dataset contains bias, then of course the model will reflect those biases. If the people controlling the model also have a worldview they want amplified, that bias can get even bigger. So that's what critics are worried about. This isn't some accidental tilt, it's a platform built with an agenda in mind, even if Musk calls it truth. If millions of people start treating Grok as an encyclopedia, it has the power to shape how people understand history, science, politics, and culture. So that's not just business strategy, that is power. So beyond the bias, there's some real legal and ethical landmines that Grok is dealing with. Wikipedia is open source and volunteer driven. Its license allows reuse, but with some conditions. If Grok doesn't comply with those conditions, or if it skirts arbitration in a way that violates the spirit of Creative Commons, it could face lawsuits or formal challenges challenges from the Wiki Foundation. This is not new, as OpenAI has launched a lot of products and a lot of different software and is always facing litigation from others. So there's a broad regulatory risk here as well. Imagine companies using Grok as a source to train their own AI models. If that source has ideological bias or hidden attribution issues, they're inheriting those risks: legal, reputational, and ethical. And in regulated industries like finance and healthcare, relying on an AI encyclopedia without transparency could become a serious governance problem. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter beyond politics? It matters because this is a glimpse of what AI-controlled knowledge could look like. We're moving away from a world where experts wrote encyclopedias to volunteers edited wiki to a single AI model controlled by a single billionaire deciding what information you see. That shift isn't just technological, it's political and philosophical. It's also dangerous if left unchecked. If Grok gains traction, it could become a mainstream knowledge layer on the internet, which could shape millions of minds with content that's objective but isn't necessarily the truth. Grok might just be the beginning. Once big players start building AI encyclopedias with built-in ideology, others will follow. We could see a fragmented internet of truth bubbles, each side with its own AI encyclopedia. The left might build their own, the right has Grokipedia. Tech giants may follow their own fact engines. When truth becomes franchised, when reality itself gets branded, the stakes get a lot higher than just who edits Wikipedia. This is why people are sounding the alarm now, because it's not just about a website, it's about who gets to define reality in the AI era. Let's recap the big points clearly. So Grok is Elon Musk's new AI encyclopedia, launched as a rival to Wikipedia. It uses the Grok language model to generate and curate content. Many articles are copied or adapted from Wikipedia, raising legal and ethical questions. The platform is already pushing far-right talking points and reframing narratives. AI doesn't remove bias, it can only amplify it. Companies and individuals relying on Grok could be inheriting ideological slants and legal risk. But this is the future of the information warfare. AI models are controlling the narrative. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe for more AI stories and news today.